Hi. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined me today. My name is Kelley Pitts with Create with Kelley, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Lubbock, Texas. And I have been doing that since 2005. So 20 years I've had this wonderful hobby and part-time business, and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. If you enjoy what you see, I would love to have a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel and pass this video on to your crafty friends. I always like to share my passion for paper crafting. I am working with the Joyful Days Memories and More card kit today. I've created 8 different cards in this collection, and I am on card number 3 of the 8 showing you today. So I'm excited to share. Yay, let me switch the camera over. This one is, and excuse me, I've had a cold and I'm going to have to clear my throat. I apologize. But this is a fun fold that stands up like that, but it folds flat in the envelope. And it is just gorgeous. We've got a little wink of Stella splattered on there. So I'll show you how to do that if you haven't ever done it before. We're going to start off with our card base, which is 4 by 8.5. No, 4.25 by 8.5. Yeah, 4.25 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And then you need to take this into your trimmer and line it up so that the top left corner down to the score line here, bottom right of this panel, which is the score line on this panel. So the bottom left, sorry, erase, backtrack, top left down to the bottom right. And it does matter because it does not open up properly if you don't do it this way. If you try to go to this corner, we can't make it happen. Believe me, we tried. We tore one up trying to figure out how to flip it and do it. But you just have to do it from the left corner on the top down to the bottom right of that panel, and you'll be all good. Then we've got a piece of basic black that is 4 by 4. This is 4 by 4, and the crumb cake panel for the inside is 4 by 4. And then, oh, it looks like have y'all been having trouble with blades? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the blade. Let me switch this over so y'all see this a little bigger. We'll just do solo here. Get me out. I don't know if it's the blades aren't working as well or the cardstock is different or something, but we're going to shred this over. I'm just going to put it over this envelope. You can use a little sanding block if you get a little rough edges like that, and the sanding block will take care of that. And then, of course, you want to shake that into the trash and not into your floor. Okay, for the basic black, we're going to go ahead and attach this, I think is the way I did it. I think it could go either way. But we're going to hold this like that. We're going to attach this flat just to this portion of the corner of the Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow card base, basic black and crumb cake is what we're using. So we'll get our little silicone mat here and get this black going. I'm going to use the corner, and you don't go all the way to the edge because your DSP or your Joyful Days card pack doesn't go all the way to the edge. So you want to make sure you have some room there. We're just going to get an even border all the way around and attach this basic black right here. Okay. Now to make sure that works, we're going to stand it up right here on that. So that works great. We're going to go ahead and get this, use the bone folder to burnish that really well. And I should have done that before I attached the blue. And I forgot I had Wink of Stella all over my silicone mat, which I need another one or I need to wipe this off. So I guess I'm going to wipe this off because I don't have another one in here. I hate that I have that all over the back of my card now, but we'll fix it. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera here. I'll try to be more careful. Ah, hate that I forgot that. Just did that in my last video. So we'll just do a little cleaning there. See if we're okay. Ought to be good. Let's get a dry one and dry that off. Okay, I think we ought to be good. We've already run the back, so we'll figure out something else for that later. But now you have to be careful and put the card on the right way. And this one is popped up, and you have to always think about layering your card. So this would be the very top layer, and you're going to have your thread on the top layer, and it's not attached to the next layer or the bottom layer. So we were okay to glue the black, so we did, but we have to do the thread first on this one. And we're just going to separately, instead of trying to wrap the whole card and tie the bow, we're going to wrap the ribbon around, or the thread around the card. And this is the card I was talking about on the, if you saw the previous video, this card was 4x6, and it is cardstock. It's thicker than DSP, thicker. It's about as thick as cardstock almost. And so this is cut, it was cut down to 4x4 because we had the 2x4 plaid that we used on the previous card. But this one then is cut down to 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 so that it will fit on that 4x4. Okay. So that one is going to be popped up, but we're going to do the thread first, the linen thread. And we are just going to put some Stampin' Seal. I have found that this is the easiest way to me to attach thread or a ribbon of any kind. And we're using all 3 colors of linen thread, the natural and Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. And those 2 come in a pack, a 2-pack. And I should have all those supplies listed below the video, I think. Should be listed and linked, so you can actually go shop in my store. If you enjoy my card making creativity and would like to order from me, that would be awesome. I'm going to twist that up a little bit and see what we think. Do we like it twisted or do we want it straight? I think we just want individual strands. They could be a little twisted. Let's just do that. Okie dokie. Snip. So that's going to be about 6.5 inches worth of the linen thread, because this is almost 4. Got about an inch overlap. All righty. Now we're going to do the same thing. Tie the bow, linen thread, early espresso. And if y'all want to cut yours first, you can cut yours. I just find that I waste a lot of ribbon that way. So if you get the PDF from me, I kind of give you an estimate of how much I think you need. Let's see. For this one, I said about 21 inches each total. So that would be about 6.5 for this part. And then the rest would be for the bow. Play with that a little bit. How's that, peeps? And we'll tighten that up. Trim that off. think that's a little bit too crazy long. And again, I apologize for clearing my throat. Just can't help it. We've got lots of ginning and all kinds of stuff going on here. So I know seems like everybody's allergies are really kicking in. If you don't have an allergy to something around here, that is amazing. We're popping this up with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I guess I'll do one in the middle too. That ought to be plenty. Usually I put the dimensional on here, but I think these are secured fairly well. Just make sure your ribbon is secured. I guess it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and put a little bit across there. We'll do another one there just to hold that in. And I'm just trimming off a little bit of that end so I don't waste a whole dimensional. Not really wasting it. I'm just using it to make sure that stays where it should. And if you have trouble with your fingernails getting these backings off, just use your Take Your Pick tool. You can usually get several off together. Just depends on the day. Get a little something going. Okay. Do we like those like that, or do we want to switch them? I may want to I think I'm going to I've already got that. Never mind. I've got it anchored. I'm going to leave it. All right. Now make sure when you do this, you put this sideways because you're going to prop it up here and you want it this way. So it goes on sideways, which seems wrong, but it's right. Okay, so you've got the trees on sideways. Then we're going to add the little bow. And I kind of added it to the left side because it's going to be propped up here on the right. So you'll have the little piece thing there. And try to get this where you can see both. Now we'll get our glue dot. Sorry for the reach. And we're going to add that over here to the left. Kind of scrunch that up. We want kind of a loosey-goosey bow. And really stick that glue dot down. Because that's a lot of thread there. Yay. And I should have done my little splatter with my Wink of Stella before I did that. But we will splatter now. Why not? If we can find our piece of paper. Here we go. Here's our big splatter piece of paper. And we'll find our Wink of Stella. Use a teeny bit of this so I don't get it all in my hand like I did last time. Okay, we're going to just take our bone folder here. And I don't know if you can see, I'm adding droplets to this front of that to make it sparkly, like a little sparkly sky. And this doesn't have as big a drips as the other one because it's not freshly done. And let's go ahead and sprinkle a little on our crumb cake too. And it's going to be different whether you've just squeezed it or not. You're squeezing it. You've got however your angle is that you're hitting it against whatever you're hitting. So it varies a lot on how big the splatters are and where they land and all of that. Okay. Now we're splattered up. let's go ahead and stamp our inside. And you can do these in any order. It doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of whatever I feel like at the moment. I'm going to use, I'm looking for a little, this was cut from the postage stamp dies. And we're going to use the piece that is from the Piece on Earth. I think we're done with this, except I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm going to stamp first, and then I'm going to sprinkle some more. So y'all going to have to just deal with the messy grid on grid. Sorry for a minute. And we'll stamp the piece. Hopefully. Let's see what I did with that. The Jolly Holly stamp set is where I'm getting the May the Spirit on the inside. I'm going to have to find what I did with my Piece on Earth. Goodness gracious, my piece stamp. We'll go ahead and stamp our crumb cake first, and then I may have to leave you for a moment and run get that Piece on Earth. And I'm doing this in the upper left-hand corner because we're going to put the piece in the right-hand corner. I'll be right back. Don't leave, don't leave. Okay, I do not have it still. I've got this, I've got the On Earth, and what I did was I cut the piece off of the Piece on Earth. I cut them apart, and I can put them back together anytime to stamp the full greeting, but I really needed it to be individual for it to work better for this card. So I'm going to go see where I put that. I'll be back. Oh my goodness gracious. I mounted it on a block. I took that off. I got a bigger block. And I put, let's see if I put it back in here. No, I put the Peace, Love, and Joy back. Oh, okay. I found it. Yay! It was hidden by my chopper. It was underneath the chopper. Oh, goodness gracious. That's the way it goes. All right. Now we're doing Mossy Meadow with the piece. And this, again, is from the Piece on Earth bundle. And you can see I cut this apart from the On Earth part right here. And we are going to try, I better move that, otherwise I'll get it all over my sleeve. So this is much easier to stamp just the piece itself separately when it's split up off that other stamp. So you can do stamp surgery. There's nobody that's going to come after you and tell you you can't. They're your stamps, so you use them to your benefit. So we'll take the On Earth away, and I've got the piece ready. I'm going to, actually I should have die cut this with the foam adhesive sheet behind it, and I did not remember to do that. So we're going to get this very close, and I'm going to chop I'm going to use my chopper actually that was hiding my stamp earlier. Let's see. While we've got this here, I'm going to go ahead and splatter my piece too. What the heck? Okay, now I've got a little bit sparkly piece. We'll let that dry a minute. I'm going to get my little chopper, which Stampin' Up! Does not sell these anymore, but I use mine because it's awesome. We're going to make sure that's a straight edge there. And we're going to cut this. Probably not the best idea to do this on here, but we're going to. I'm going to cut about, let's see. You can see how officially I measure everything. Okay, but this does have to be straight. I think I'll get it right about there. So if you have a trimmer, I wouldn't try that in the trimmer. I would just do it with scissors, I think. But I think we've got one straight edge, which is what we need on this. Let's see if this is going to fit. Yep. Yep. Okay, so the foam adhesive sheets come about this big in a package, and they're like a solid sheet of dimensionals. So they work great for what we're doing. Because you need to have a solid edge to prop this up on. It's becoming an easel, so you don't want just the hexagonal pieces, a hexagonal dimensional, because it's not, it doesn't give you that solid surface. And of course I put the straight side on the wrong part of this. Let's see if we can get that off since we're doing it really quickly. No. Nope. Well, hopefully it will be straight enough. I was thinking I was doing it at the bottom and I wasn't. Okay, in order to put, oops, we got to glue this first because we're talking about layering again. So the bottom layer, and then this is the next layer, and this is the next layer. So we do have to get the crumb cake mounted first. And we'll just glue that flat. You can use your liquid glue. You can use Stampin' Seal, whatever you like. And this piece again is 4x4, just like the basic black piece is over here. And the basic black really makes the Joyful Days cards pop. I was planning to use Early Espresso because that's the color that's in this set, but I really like the black better. Okay, the piece needs to be mounted like at the same angle where this is going to hit. Okay, so I wanted it, you don't want it hanging off the edge of the card because that means it won't go in the envelope. So you just kind of angle it. See what I mean about this angle? It's got to be where this piece right here will pop up against that. So let's take the back off. And before we attach that with the foam adhesive strip, we're going to get it where that's kind of a natural angle. I'm going to come up just a little bit more. See how that works? Isn't that pretty? So may the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. And this will fit flat in an envelope. It doesn't fill the full envelope, but it will fit in a standard envelope. Isn't that gorgeous? So we hope that whoever receives it will prop it up on their mantle and enjoy it. Okie dokie, we're going to use a couple of embellishments. The same iridescent foil that came in the pack for you who got the class or getting the class to go. And I do still have some kits available, I believe. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And I think I'm just going to put one big one on this middle tree here. And maybe put one down here by the piece. Even though that's the inside. And I usually don't put put embellishments on the inside because it can mar the back of this, but you don't really see the back of that. So I don't think it matters. I think that's pretty. I think Jan did that at our class, and I thought that was really pretty to highlight the piece. We can put another one of these here. We could put one here. Do we need a third, or do we need one? Or do we want one at the top of each tree? I don't think we do. Maybe we want a not so big one there. I'm not sure. Oops. I'm going to stick that on our silicone mat because it won't stay permanently. I'm going to try the smaller one here instead. See if I like that better. That seemed to kind of overwhelm the tree with the bigger one there to me. It's kind of pretty. Now I'll put maybe the big one down here by the piece. Do we want to? Who's watching? Why don't y'all let me know what you think? All right. I think we're good. Do we want another? We've got a little one stuck right there. That'll bring your eye down to it. A nice little focal point. Okay, well, we will wrap this up. Sorry, I had to run away for a minute. We're going to switch the camera back over. And, oh, I have a door open. Let's see. Let's go on this side, and maybe you can see that better. And then we will show you the, there we go. Peace. Merry Christmas. There we go. Sorry, still trying to get that back and forth thing. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. I appreciate your support of my small business. And if you want to see more cards in this Joyful Days grouping, I have a whole collection of 8 cards. So this is card number 3, and I'm about to do another video in just a few. So stay tuned or come back. Thanks much. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.